Welcome now, a gentleman the internet loves for his bravado. He is Dion Waiters of the Miami Heat.
To be loved on the internet is a big deal.
Yeah.
The internet hates everybody.
The gift and the curse.
It's great to have you here. Thank you very much for coming by. Let's just look at some of the things that are happening as we sort of progress through these playoffs and get your take on it. It starts with LeBron James because it feels like basically everything does, but he was tremendous again last night. LeBron with 43 points, 14 assists. Cleveland now a commanding 2-0 lead, both wins on the road against Toronto. And this is a team that a week ago looked almost dead and buried, losing by 30 points in a Game 6. Now does it start to feel inevitable that LeBron takes his team back to another final? Does it feel that way to you?
It looks like it, the way he's playing. He's in the zone right now. I don't think anybody can stop right now. Honestly, it's like year 15, and it looked like 2003 when he first came in the league. He's just playing at an unbelievable pace. And, man, I don't know what it is. It's like he's getting better.
How about this? We talked a lot about it earlier. Ben Simmons will eventually get a jump shot or improve his range. LeBron James did that. His signature shot now is a turnaround step-back jumper. All players, as you know, have one. You have one.
Right.
You're hezzy with the left and pull up for a jump shot.
Right.
And so, can you talk about how that evolves in a player because we saw Ben Simmons struggle so much?
I just think it's repetition, just over and over and over. That's what I just try to do. I just work on the same thing, the same move, until I eventually just get it down packed. And once you get it down packed, you're able to add different things into your game. But just get the basics down first, the fundamentals. And that's what I just try to do. Just work on, I know I'm going to get to it. I know, like, if I continue to work on this, that nobody's going to be able to stop it because it's already in my mind that I did it so much. So I think once Ben really, dedicated himself for really getting a jump shot, because in the league you need a jump shot. Because the way guys playing is going to be tough, especially in the playoffs. The game slow down. And you're always not going to be able to dump it down there to, Embiid, even though he can score whenever probably. Guys going to play you differently. So he got to work on the jump shot because if they give me that 15, feet jump shot, you got to be able to make it, and you got to take it with confidence.
Let me go back to LeBron just for a minute. When he's playing the way he's playing right now and Love steps up and plays the way he played last night, what are you going to do with that? Give me a defensive mindset when you're walking out onto the court. What is the strategy?
It's tough when you got guys, especially making plays like Jeff Green, Kyle Korver, JR. So they're going to be a tough team to beat if everybody's making shots, everybody contributing, especially you got LeBron doing what he's doing at a high level. And then you let him come in your house and go up 2 games. It's tough.
Beetle, are you starting to buy in? Because you were the last holdout.
I was going to ask, because if we rewind to a week ago even, this was not a Cavs team that looks like what we've seen the last 2 games. So among the guys in the league, did this feel, especially in the East, did this feel like the year?
I'll be lying if I say I wasn't shocked. I thought, Toronto at least to get 1.
Right.
But LeBron, in his first game, he said he didn't even play well, and they won. So
the triple-double.
And you see what happened in the second game when he did play well. So I don't know. They just got to figure it out. I mean, you got to try to figure it out. But it's hard to stop a team that's playing at a high level, especially starting with LeBron ahead of the Knicks. So then you got Kevin Love chipping in with 31. Then other guys, JR had 20 the first game. So it's going to be a tough team to beat moving forward.
Let's go back to Simmons for a moment last night. Obviously, major struggles. Just the 1 point last night. Talked a little bit about how some of it might have been psychological. You just came off a series playing against them, and he certainly didn't seem to have any of these problems there. What are you seeing? What specifically are the Celtics doing that are making this so difficult?
Boston is one of them teams like us, a gritty team, grimy, tough, hard-nosed, don't care who's doing well, everybody chipping in, so they don't really care about everything. I think Ben Simmons, like he said, he was overthinking. It's one game though. I mean, he had a hell of a series against us, and don't let one game just take it away from everything else.
As you know, Pat Riley talks a lot about the disease of me. And I know it's really tough for you to watch your team lose to Philadelphia. So talk about the pain in watching your squad lose and what you think about Hassan's play and his comments after the series.
For me, personally, it was tough because that's something I always dreamed about, just being home in Philly, in the playoff, the atmosphere, my family, my friends, everybody who watched me grow up. I wasn't able to partake in that. So it was so hard to watch, and I feel as though I let my team down, but it's nothing. I could do, but just try to get better and come back strong next year. As far as Hassan, I just think sometimes you just gotta the best thing to do is just bite your tongue sometimes. At the end of the day, because either you're gonna back it up with your play, or then once again, the internet, like I said, the gift and the curse. So I think he should learn from this, but at the end of the day, it should motivate him. At the end of the day, you don't cry about that. Like me personally, whatever happened, whatever went on, I would have got right in the gym. And I'm gonna prove myself, I'm gonna prove everybody else.
It's what Victor Oladipo certainly seems to have done. On a sort of a slightly related note, I want to play something that happened the other night in an arena with James Harden. And you'll be able to hear it. I don't really need to set it up because it's very self-explanatory. And then I will ask you guys the question, who was wrong in this scenario? Go ahead and roll that.
You're still the worst flopper in the NBA.
Just stay away. Get back to your seat.
I was back here. He just hit my phone.
I hit you one thing. I'm saying you're going out of here, okay?
I stood right here.
Hey, we don't mind you cheering, anything, but when talking to the
He just hit my phone.
You walked over here. Sir, it's real simple. Your seat is over there. There's no reason for you to be over here in this rail in the first place, right?
Okay.
All right? Right?
Okay.
So
I'll stay in my seat.
You see what I'm saying? If you were at your seat, that would have never happened.
Okay, so we all saw what happened. We heard exactly what the fan yelled. We saw exactly what Harden's reaction was. The league is investigating it, and whatever they wind up doing with it, they'll do. But in that scenario, and I'm particularly interested to hear the basketball players respond, who's wrong?
James. And I know he's going to disagree with this. Here's why. Because what the fan yelled was basketball related. It wasn't something off the court. It wasn't something malicious. It wasn't somebody in his family. It wasn't somebody in his past. And they didn't take up or occupy a lot of his personal space. Like if they were really close to him, I could understand that. When you walk into the arena, especially on the road, guess what happens? Everybody's yelling things at you.
P.S. They're at home.
And so
that's Houston.
Where
at the same time,
it was home, but obviously whoever that was not a fan of James Harden.
Well, he's a troll.
He's probably a Utah fan, but at the same time, it's probably just annoying. After a while, I mean, going to that game, I think at halftime, I think it was tied or Utah was up 2, I believe. But James probably just frustrated, probably, and you just don't. Sometimes you just be fed up. Just be fed up, and I probably would have did it too. So I can't sit here and say.
But you must have people yell stuff at you all the time, right? So why do you not do it? I mean, you obviously restrain yourself from doing what James Harden did.
Yeah, but at the same time, this is where you come to get away from everything. This is like you love what you do, right? So I think sometimes, man, just fans gotta understand what's going on at times, and just sometimes like we have to do, we gotta bite our tongue, and we can't say we want to, fans. I think it should be the same way.
I love this. That video is a real life version of Twitter. The troll remains anonymous in the video, which is hilarious to me. He is then confronted by whoever it is he's bothering on the internet. Once he's confronted, he immediately goes into whiny victim mode. Oh, it wasn't me. It's not my fault. Look what this guy. To me, that video is amazing. It's literally Twitter in actual human form. Good for you, troll.
But also being an athlete, now you're from Philly.
Exactly.
I'm from Detroit.
Right.
Now, growing up playing basketball, people been yelling stuff at you all of the time. Yeah, but the difference was them dudes to see you.
For sure.
Away from the court.
That's what we used to. You got to see me here. You can't. You can't just go up and say what you want. It's a little different.
I agree with what you're saying, Beetle, to be honest with you, that's an excellent way of describing it. I mean, this guy just that whiny voice. And yet,
so whiny.
And yet, if you respond
I
on Twitter,
get it.
who loses?
I get it.
You lose.
James in that has everything to lose. I'm not agreeing. Look, once you physically do anything, he snapped.
He tapped the phone.
But the guy acted like he took
I'm not suggesting it's the worst thing he ever did, but it's a mistake. Ultimately,
it is.
He is lowering himself to that person's level.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a troll, and you don't ever respond to trolls, but I'm sure at some point you just sort of snap a little bit.
And to your point, it wasn't something hard. You guys must hear, and listen, I've been at a lot of NBA games.
Before.
You hear far worse things yelled at players, unfortunately, than that frequently. So of all things to sort of make him, and again, snap is too strong a word. He just sort of flicks his arm. But I would agree with you. It was in the scheme of things, not the worst thing that you will hear yelled at a player.
Well, there was a time I was playing for Indiana, and I was walking off the court because we was playing at the Knicks, and actually the son of the GM at the time threw a towel in my face.
Oh,
like
that's
literally,
fine.
I was walking up, he like straight hit me with the towel straight in the face. And I literally jumped up and tried to snatch him down. Like that, and so like there's a.
But that's a violation. That's something totally different.
Correct.
Right? He is genuinely violating.
But that's the point I was trying to make to Dion. Is like the way I grew up playing basketball. There were certain environments where I played. It didn't matter what they said because I was not going to respond because it wasn't good for my health.
Right. Exactly.
So in this case, you feel like this person can't confront me. Got the nerve to try to call me out.
Right.
And so I'm gonna phone out my face.
All right, let me bring up one more thing, and that is.
I don't blame him. I don't.
Final thought. Go ahead.
I don't think he was wrong. I probably would have did the same thing.
You don't have to be wrong in order for everyone to be right. I don't even know what that was supposed to say. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. Let's talk about a former team of yours, and that would be the Thunder. We saw the OK3 experiment did not really seem to work out this year. Well, they got knocked out in the first round of the playoffs, so clearly it didn't. Paul George seems likely to leave. Melo is unwilling to come off bench, and Russell, for all of his statistical success, hasn't found a lot of playoff success since KD left. So how do you view that team right now and the futures of each of these individual stars?
You gotta figure it out. I mean, you know, we don't know. Nobody knows what Paul's thinking. You know, we gotta sit and wait. It's a waiting game. You know, I don't know. They gotta figure it out. It's
what do
tough.
you think? Do you think
it's tough when everybody needs the basketball. There's only one basketball, and like, if you watch the games, you can see honestly, Melo did sacrifice a lot, and you know, but it's tough. It's tough playing with like 3 alpha males on one team.
Well, people talk a lot about Russell Westbrook, and he had an historically great season last year and then duplicated it statistically.
Right.
But is he an easy guy to play with? He is very ball dominant. He's obviously very headstrong. Is he a difficult person to play with?
I mean, see, me personally, I learned a lot. You know, I was young. And
Oladipo said the same thing.
Exactly. Like, I learned. And when I was able to go to Miami and finally, you know, get the opportunity I had, you know, the season, I came off one of my best NBA careers. So for me, personally, it's just I learned and I gained a lot of experience from it. Because before that, I was on a losing team. And I went there, you know, we was up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals. So, I mean, I really don't know how to put it, but I learned. So I can't really complain about the situation I was in. You know, I don't know how other players feel, but for me, it was a great opportunity.
I'm glad you brought up the 3-1 where the Warriors came back to beat you. I want to, A, ask you, what did you learn? And B, I've been in locker rooms where we lost playoff games and we all hugging each other, giving each other daps, some people shedding tears, saying, we going to be back next year, especially the best players.
That's what it was. I mean, that's when I knew the NBA was, like, crazy. I'm like, there's no way. We got it. 3-1. You know, I'm from Philadelphia. Me going to the finals, like, it's like history, even though I knew She Wilder was there, but it's different. And I thought we had it, man, and just it's crazy how I hate thinking about it. I hate even talking about it. You know, just being in that situation where I was so close.
So KD ultimately left, but after the game...
But after that, though, like, I'm going to say, like, 2 weeks later, he texted me, like, you know, what you want to do? I'm like, it's whatever you want to do. Like, I'm like, we was that close. And he texted me and Serge in the group message, like, what y'all want to do, fellas? How y'all feel? I'm like, man, I ain't never been part of a team like that. Like, me being that close to every single player. Like, just how we was. Like, we hung together off the court. I was with KD all the time. We worked out every day together, before and after practice. So I'm like, come on, let's bring it back. We was that close. Like, when you get a chance to taste success, you want more. So, you know, throughout my first couple years, I was losing in Cleveland. It was a learning experience also, too. But when I went to OKC, like, wow, like, man, this feel amazing. Like, this what it felt like. And then, you know, everybody, it just went left. You know?
So wait, so he texts you, and then he's like, oh, never mind, I'm going to do this.
Nah, I ain't say never mind, but I'm like, you know, at the end of the day, like, it's a waiting game. I don't know. I told you what I want to do. I was willing to come back. I was willing to sacrifice, even though at that time, I did want the opportunity, like, okay, I want to start. I want to take what I learned somewhere else. And I was willing to sacrifice coming off the bench again because I seen, like, the success we had, and I just wanted more. Just wanted more.
Listen, we appreciate you coming down here today. Hope we get to do it again. Enjoy the rest of the playoffs. Thank you for coming.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Terrific job. All right, thank you very much. And don't forget that tonight we've got Sports Center coming your way after
do we?
Rockets Jazz Game 3. Scott Van Pelt is your host. He'll have a complete wrap-up of that game and Warriors Pelicans, plus live look-ins at Safeco Field, where Albert Pujols is one hit away from 3,000 career hits. Sports Center 1 a.m. Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. All right, Tiger Woods is on the course as we speak. Early round 2 action for him. He shot even par yesterday. How's he playing today? We will check in live in just a moment. That's next. We thank you for getting up with ESPN.
Get up, look.
I wish I could wake up and say hi to a giraffe.